Hello, hello. It's only 4 days till Christmas. I hope everyone is having a wonderful Saturday morning. I'm having a nice Saturday morning myself, but we got to talk about these hot topics, child, because there's some people that are not having a good Saturday morning. Apparently, Earl Thomas's estranged wife has defrauded the NFLer out of millions. Court documents obtained by TMZ Sports shows that Nina began her scheme to illegally take cash from her former lover in September 21, a short time after she filed for divorce. So she was on her Shawnee O'Nostril, siphoning funds. Because you know Shawnee will put something in her mama name in a minute. Put it in your mama name, put it in your mama name, in your mama name. Officials accuse Nina and one other person whose name is redacted in the documents of taking money and property from Earl without his knowledge and transferring it into bank accounts under their control. Documents state Nina and her co-conspirator, I bet you it was her mama, fraudulently obtained more than $2.7 million from the 34-year-old defensive back and spent some of the funds on items like breast implants and Birkin bags. Now, I'm confused. I'm very confused. Now, we all know I am not a homosexual. I mean, whoops. I am not a heterosexual. I am. That came out wrong. But wouldn't a straight man want his wife to get her breasts done? Now, the bag I could see him bitching about. But titties? Any man gonna want some new titties. He wants you to get your titties done every 5 minutes. He wants them titties rotated like tires. I'm sorry, if you was gonna get your titties done, he would have paid for it. He would have paid for a new rack. My God, you didn't have to steal that. That was foolish. That was foolish. The comments, excuse me. Y'all was like, what? But you did not have to steal them titties. He would have given them titties as a gift. A gift. You out here messing up your own bag, girl. I don't know what to tell you. An arrest warrant for Nina was, oh my God. You done stole, girl, you ain't getting shit now. And this is why I've never told you to siphon and steal. I've always told you, put his ass in the ground. The ground. My God, this is what happens when you leave them breathing. This is what happens when you leave them breathing. There's always a forensic accountant that's going to come back and get your ass. When they're in the ground, ain't nobody looking around because everything's legally yours. You don't have to worry about a divorce when you're a widow. This is what happens when you leave them breathing. You can't leave them breathing. How many times do I have to tell you this? Now, this heifer gonna end up in prison. Prison. Lord. If you had just gotten rid of them, would nobody been investigating shit? Men die every day. Men are stupid. Most of the time, they caused it themselves. Or it's easy to make it look like that. But you out here stealing with no experience. Mm, mm, mm. She's been charged with multiple counts of conspiracy to commit wire fraud, money laundering, and aggravated identity theft. Girl. Let's see. Well, she has yet to address the allegations against her, but I tell you, she's going to end up in prison. Good old fashioned prison. But let's talk about the reason that we're here. The couple du jour, Amy Luciani and Dwight Howard. Now, Amy is a lady of love and hip hop, shall we say. She is a rapper, but I wouldn't refer to her as a successful rapper. She's not, memorable like a Doechii or, catchy like a Doja or talented like a Gloria Hallelujah. She has none of those things. She's a pretty girl. She's a pretty girl. She has but the music is just the artistry for me. I'm not saying it can't get there. I'm not saying it can't. But for me now, the artistry is lacking. And usually when you're on Love and Hip Hop, the artistry is lacking. But now she's decided to get with Mrs. Dwight Howard, Royce Reed's ex-girlfriend. And Dwight Howard has been in the news for having transactional adult time with the dolls, the girls, the transgender girls. There ain't nothing wrong with it. But I want to know why we're not living in our truth in 2024. If Kyle Richards can come out, Dwight, I'm going to need you to come out too. Now, Amy, from what I've seen of you on Love and Hip Hop, that doesn't seem to be up your alley. I feel like you're doing this for a plot line. Because I'm sorry, Dwight Howard, you can tell by his eyes you gonna be doing the bending. I know a bottom's face when I see it. I can tell it by the eyes. I can tell it by the jawline. And baby, that's bottom. Baby, that's bottom. That's why Royce left. Royce was tired of strapping. And Royce was a bitty thing. She had to get to him on his haunches. Imagine her just standing on the edge of the couch. She had to get up on she had to get up on this lip with the strap. She had to get just like that. She had to get, oh. And then Dwight on his haunches, giving TJ from Potomac. I can't. So, Amy, I know you probably need health insurance because, you're a freelancer. And Mona does not care about your health at all. I can guarantee that. So you'll be on the NBA healthcare plan. He already has kids, so you ain't got to stretch your stomach out for that. And I guess this will give you a plot line for Love and Hip Hop so you can maintain your apartment. So there are still benefits today to be in a Lavender marriage, because I couldn't imagine Like, I don't do the competition thing. And Dwight seems like he would try to pit a trans woman against a cis woman just to try to get the most attention and see who he could treat poorly. Because men really like to see who can I treat poorly. And I could see him doing it. So, Amy, you got to watch when you messing with these sissies, because Dwight Howard is a messy sissy, and I don't know if you ready for the ride. Messy sissies and Peggy sissies, they get angry, so you got to get ready for a Chris Brown temper. These sissies will snap on you in a minute, honey. They will snap, crackle, and pop. He is a Kellogg's Rice Krispie. He is a blouse. A blouse. More actually, no. Dwight Howard gives me leotard. A leotard. All over the border. But oh, to be in a lavender marriage, to aim for a lavender marriage in 2025. I mean, maybe Amy enjoys exploring her masculinity. Maybe she's like, you know what? I'll do what Rob Dixon won't. I'll go the distance, the Dickin distance. She might. She might. Saucy Santana gonna take him. Oh, God. Now I don't know about Saucy and Dwight Howard because they would both be trying to out-feminine each other. It would be bumping pocketbooks and losing change. Losing change. That's all that would happen. Because Dwight would put his leg up, and then Saucy would put his leg up. And all that would be is just a pussy bump. They be doing the pussy bump. That's why he got Amy. He wanted a stud. He wanted a stud. Exactly. No masculinity. Those are two femininity charged particles. They ain't gonna have no masculinity to bond them together. That's just, can't nothing get in. They can't even scissor in a circle. The balls get in the way. The balls get in the way when you try to get it gay. They call it kai-kai, but they'd have to say goodbye. Exactly, honey. A dancer and a prancer can't pal around. They would not be able to scissor in a circle sisterly. It would not be sisterly. It would not. Oh, Lord. They'd have a double-sided toy and still it would be bumping pocketbooks and losing change. Losing change. And that's why he brought in Amy. But I know Amy is going to eventually get tired of sharing her man and her man's anus. I mean, she's going to quickly realize she's going to want to be in a relationship with a man that enjoys women, but in the bedroom, not just to be seen with. Because even though we all know Dwight Howard enjoys, the bussy hole, he still wants to get out here with a woman. A woman. And pretend that he's interested in heterosexual sex the majority of the time, where he gonna put a ring on this woman's finger. And Amy, you are desperate, hungry, and home insecure enough to do it. This is interesting because you've got basically a homosexual in her, and you've got a closeted gay man in him, And so this is an interesting angle of the Lavender marriage where it may work. She'll give him that heterosexual look that he wants, even though we all know girl legs are up. Up. Amy is a plum fool. Amy is a plum fool. Amy's gonna learn the hard way because a sissy like Dwight Howard is also cheap and unseemly. Now, if you get pregnant by him, you may think you've got a meal ticket. Ask Royce Reed. He gonna say, "Don't ask for nothing. Don't ask for nothing. Don't ask for nothing, cause you ain't getting shit." And you know these NBA players. Wait, what did Chris Bosh, the gay raptor, remember Chris Bosh's cigarette ass? He got a girl pregnant, bought a house in Texas to establish residency so he could pay her ass $4 a month. Really? So you got to be careful with a stingy, miserly sissy whose anus is always twitching. A nymphomaniac. Bottom always just twitching, never satisfied. A gaping hole. Mm, mm, mm. Amy, I think you just want to be messy and see what the sissies do behind closed doors. You want to get gossip and see loose hole. Well, good luck, heifer. Good luck. A Lavender marriage. I mean, I guess you about to be homeless because if you didn't have this plot line, why the hell would they keep you on Love and Hip Hop? And honestly, who's watching Love and Hip Hop at this juncture? I mean, I'm tired of seeing Scrappy and Erica fail at life. Hell, even JoJo Dancer has moved the fuck on. On! Can you move on? Will you be able to move on, or will you end up like Royce Reed? Will you pull a conceive and leave 10 years after her and end up with not shit to show, but a reality show? Because then you'll be a baby mama. So from failed rapper to baby mama, is that the Mona Scott Young pipeline you want to follow? Is it? Oh, Amy, you can do better. You can find a better bisexual, a more honest anus. You don't have to get out here and follow in Kirk and Rashida's footsteps. Failed rapper to baby mama. I mean, Rashida may say she's married, but that marriage doesn't mean anything to her husband. So after 25 years, it still doesn't mean shit to him. After 25 years, y'all are still out here with that worm woman that he got pregnant in a hot tub. Mm, mm, mm. Well, I'm going to wish you luck, Amy, because you're not pregnant yet. And from the streets of New York all the way out to Vegas, it doesn't matter if you're rich or you too famous. But I want to know how you're going to get him pregnant in the anus. How you going to get that man pregnant in his anus? Yeah.